Well, welcome everybody.
Hello.
I'm Sam.
I'm Amy.
I'm Hayden.
This is the Average Joe Show. The most likely of duel.
We're fighting today. It's the most likely of duels. Duel of the Fates. Hit it.
No. The most likely of duos.
Thanks for playing that song for us. Now we can get back into it.
Just cuts me off.
What are we doing today, guys?
Do we just want to restart this intro?
No,
please keep this.
we can keep whatever the heck we want. So what are we drinking today, fellas?
We went to Swig. I got
And?
a Zeus juice.
And what's in your Zeus juice that
Pond
looks
water.
like, it looks like pond water.
So it's a Reviver. It was originally like a Monster, but then they're like, ooh, it's cheaper to get Red Bull, so let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true or not. Don't kill me, please. But it has a pineapple and blue raspberry in it. That's why she's kind of ugly looking.
Yeah, I got a Beach Babe. It's got Mountain Dew, raspberry, peach, and vanilla cream.
Ooh.
It's quite nice.
Can I try sippy sip?
Sure.
I'll give you some of my pond water.
Pond water, brother. I have
Sorry, continue.
It literally is pond water.
Yeah.
I have a heartbreaker, which is Coke, blackberry, coconut, and half and half.
Ooh. I remember getting that all the time.
That's who got it all the time.
Yeah. But then I
Leans up to just say, oh yeah.
Cookies.
Oh yeah, we also got pumpkin cookies.
yeah.
Pumpkin chocolate chip cookies.
Mm-hmm.
We met up with Max from Stranger Things. Guys, she helped us at Swig, and I told her I loved her in Stranger Things. She's like, I've never heard that one before.
And
then punched you.
And then she punched me. Then she kissed me.
And then she's like, see you later, whatever your name is in Sandlot. And then you cried.
I proceeded to drive off a cliff.
And now we're here.
And Sam's dead.
I'm actually a ghost. Ooh.
Wow.
That's why we're filming this episode. That's why we're doing this episode. We should just have an edit with all of our burps. just like I bet we could get like an hour's worth already.
Compilation of burps.
That's disgusting.
Burps, hiccups, and farts. But I usually edit out all hiccups, burps, and farts.
Yeah, like that.
I like how all three of us had to do it.
We had major FOMO if we didn't do it. Don't make me. I want to do it now. Just okay.
Okay.
Guys, go.
We're going to talk about my second favorite thing next to farts. Actually, no, I don't like that. Scary movies. Or just Halloween movies in general.
Amy, you like
It's October,
farts?
babies.
You like farts more than horror movies?
No. I was using it as a lead up. That's why I was like, wait.
No, she already said it.
I'll have, we're gonna be done. Hold on. I'm flustered now.
Flustered by farts.
Brought to you by farts.
Toots Magoots.
So we're gonna be talking about our top 3 horror movies. Or just Halloween movies.
Yeah, we're doing Halloween movies, not horror. Because
Horror's also looped in. That was the original idea, but then I'm the only one here that likes horror movies. So we're gonna
I mean, I
Halloween
just don't
movies,
have
too.
a lot of horror movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. Like,
Okay, that's what these.
That's
movies
what
are
this
gonna be.
Halloween's gonna be. I'm gonna show you guys horror movies.
Okay.
I'll have. Should we go you, Hayden, then me?
Yeah.
Do that?
And if we have a repeat, we can all just talk about it at the same time, just so we don't need to talk about the same movie again.
Yeah.
We can just expand on it for a long time since we're already talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
and
I was gonna be also easy. Like I don't imagine there's gonna be sequels that y'all are talking about, but just like looping it all in like one section where it's like, oh, the original Halloween was pretty good, but also I like the 2018 one. Boom, there's 2 of my 3. I was thinking just like,
like a
oh,
series.
you like, yeah, like, oh, you like both of those Halloween movies? Just put in one, baby.
Let's just get into it.
Yeah.
My movies are. I haven't watched these movies in a while. Well, I watched one of these this week, but the other 2 I probably haven't watched in years. And this first movie I haven't watched in years, but I love the movie to death. I remember watching it a lot as a kid. It's a monster movie. This movie has by far one of the greatest casts in it.
Is it what I think it is?
I'll tell you right now. It's Scooby-Doo, baby.
Ooh, that wasn't what I was thinking of, but
the live action one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, wait.
I don't have it. This
written
list
by
is
James Gunn himself.
Sure.
First one or
guess.
second one or both?
I was mainly talking about the first one because that's where everybody's in like their best acting performances ever, and they do not care.
Yeah, Scooby was kind of slacking in the second movie.
Yeah. The dog that played Scooby in the second movie, garbage.
Why didn't they have the same dog from the first one?
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. You're gonna find out right now that I'm not a big scary movie person, so these movies are not gonna be scary, and they're gonna follow along the same line as this movie.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little movie that I remember watching a lot as a kid. I haven't watched this movie in years, but there's banger lines in the movie. Like, Daphne, what's wrong with you? Don't you ever eat? Or like, we got a call for Mr. Dew. Melvin Dew? Nah, Scooby.
I remember watching that movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
And then whenever, like, I think it was like ABC Family, they did like the 13 Days of Halloween where like each day they would do like scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
Or like just like family scary movies.
Mm-hmm. And that's where all my movies are going to fall on.
Yeah.
They're just family horror movies, family Halloween movies.
Family horror movie.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The iconic scene where they're in the kitchen. It's
Dude.
like, now you're in trouble.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That, man.
That was 5 minutes ago. Oh
Are
my
you challenging me?
Good old
dude, he's the
Matthew
best.
Lillard.
He's the best Shaggy ever.
Yeah, I feel like this cast probably can't ever be replaced. I don't even know.
Oh yeah.
Like, Freddie Prinze Jr. is like an icon now.
So good.
Like, I appreciate the man because he wrote for WWE, and I don't know, I've just seen him randomly and stuff, and he's just a fun guy, and he's a nerd, and I love it.
I
And
also love how him and the actress for Daphne, they're married in real life.
yeah.
That makes me very happy.
Should they make another Scooby-Doo movie and have everybody come back?
Yes. I think it would be fun, but who knows what they'll
They should do a multiverse movie.
They already have the multiverse game with Shaggy in it, and it's Matthew Lillard voices it. So
Yeah, I think.
Is that
he's
the?
seen,
Yeah.
it's like the Smash Brothers, but
Yeah.
it's like Warner Brothers.
But
Is it
is
after-
Matthew Lillard the guy who voiced
he
who
voices Shaggy.
played Shaggy
Yeah.
in the live action?
Yeah.
After-
Matthew Lillard.
After those movies, did he start voicing Shaggy
Yeah.
after that? Okay.
Oh,
Like
that's
for
what I
a
was
lot of the
thinking.
animated stuff, because
That makes
he
sense.
loves being Shaggy. 'Cause,
Mhm.
I mean, he's
I'm not
basically
surprised.
Shaggy, so.
Yeah.
Sam, did you know
And
that he's
then-
in Scream?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Well, Daphne's
We'll have to
character
watch.
was also a big she was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh yeah!
I never watched it, but
gosh.
everybody was like, "That's her big thing, is that?" And then
Mhm.
Daphne, but
That cast is so good.
and then Velma's just a hot mom now. She just plays the attractive mom character.
What was her line in the second movie?
Oh, I have no idea. I think she.
Does she say "Who's your mommy" or something? After Daphne gives her the makeover.
Yeah, the freaking spandex suit and the.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's so good and so funny.
We need to watch that movie
Mhm.
because that could be our Halloween spooktacular. We could talk about that movie too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We can just talk about all the movies that I showed you in October. I got ideas.
Before we go to mine, I just want to point out how Warner Brothers did not cast Matthew Lillard as Shaggy in the last movie, the Scoob movie,
Yeah.
and it did awful, and that makes me happy because he was really upset he didn't get to be Shaggy in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only original not just from the live action movies, but just in all of the movies. Is it only in Scooby that's the only same voice actor, or did they do someone else
I
too?
think Scooby's been pretty consistent through a lot of this stuff, but I think some stuff it's a different actor. But for the most part, yeah, the guy who's played Scooby's been Scooby for a really long time.
Scoob sucks.
Scoob sucked.
Scoob
It
is
wasn't-
also a multiverse movie because they just got all of Warner Brothers or the Hanna-Barbera movies and just tried to make a universe out of it.
that's just a universe movie, not a multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine are in no particular order. It's just
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
One of these doesn't. But my first one I'll talk about is a remake of a TV drama type series that was original one was it's 3 hours long.
Oh, what?
But then they were smart and shortened it made it into 2 movies instead of just one.
Oh,
long
now
one.
I know. Yeah.
It's the It movie.
Ooh.
Nice.
Is it both of them or just the first one?
I
or
like
just
the
second
first one better than the second one,
Mhm.
just because the first one is more, I feel representative of the original stuff. But
Yeah.
and the second one was still decent. It's just I felt like they added a lot more of because the original one came out in, when was it?
I think it was
90s?
26. Oh, the original one.
The original one came
Yeah.
out in the 90s with what's
Oh,
his-
dude, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry as Pennywise.
Yeah, he's so good.
What's the line he says to the kid?
Eat battery acid.
No, it's like kiss me, fat boy.
Dude, Tim Curry's so good in that movie.
So good. But yeah, the second one added a lot more of the 90s weird animation stuff, when they're adults and stuff. So I don't care too much for the second movie that much because of that. But the first one was pretty good. It was really scary, and then I don't think I had seen the original movie before seeing the remake, but yeah, what's his face, Bill?
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård
Yeah.
does a pretty good job as Pennywise.
I still love the whole thing where he does his eyes
Like this cross-eyed.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he does that, and I just love how Bill Hader was like, "Oh, how do they do that?" And he's like, "What, this?" It's so bad.
I didn't know this until like yesterday, actually, at work.
There's photos of it.
Yeah, and
so good.
Yeah, my coworker showed me that. If you're hearing this, I know you listen to this, and shout out to you for showing me this the other day. And now you know when we listened to that. Now you know when we recorded this and how early we did this.
Yeah. I also read that during filming, like, I don't remember, it was one of the kid actors. There was like a scene where like the kid's like supposed to act like really freaked out, but Bill thought he was like legitimately freaked out by his acting. So like after they're done recording, he's like, "Oh, dude, are you okay?" Like I don't. He's like, "No, you're fine. I'm fine.
I'm just good. I'm just a good actor."
He's like, "Yeah, I was just acting. I'm fine." But Bill's like really worried. He's like, "Oh no, I'm going a little too scary for this kid."
I feel like that might have been Georgie's actor, maybe.
Maybe.
I know
that there's
more
creepy. I feel like that scene he was more creepy, not scary with Georgie.
Yeah. One, there's also just like a lot of clips of just like, and I know that they do this with like all horror movies or most of them that have like kids in them. Usually like the actors like after the cut they'll just be like, "Oh hey, are you okay?" Like whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know that they did that with the new movie Black Phone. I haven't watched it yet, but that one has thanks. Has
Thank you.
What's his name? The guy from
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Tony
Kevin
Hawk's
Bacon.
dad.
Yeah. Tony Hawk's dad.
Yeah.
It's his brother.
Actually?
No.
I like how you turned around that.
No.
Bamboozled.
Did you know that he was married to Uma Thurman?
Ethan Hawke?
Yeah. And then had a kid. And then that kid...
His name was Tony.
Yeah. No, and their kid is a singer and an actor. More popular in acting. And that person is from, I think her name's Maya. I don't know.
Where's she from?
She's from Stranger Things.
Oh.
She's the other ice cream parlor lady.
Oh yeah.
Robin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At least now I know who you're talking about. I was like, I got scared. Like, okay, well, I don't know who this is.
Yeah. Well,
back to it.
Yeah.
Those movies are good. That was my first movie I watched at a theater after I turned 17. And I remember being like, "Oh yeah, check out my ID. I'm so cool now."
I really liked that movie. That was probably one of the first horror movies I watched, and I'm like, I could do this. I could do it. And then I watched Annabelle, the Annabelle creation, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymor.
There's better ones out of that.
Annabelle,
the Conjuring universe. There's better movies.
I just yeah, like.
But yeah, no, I get you.
Like the horror to like storyline ratio for it was super good. That's a movie I didn't even think about, and that probably could be in like my top 5. Yeah. It's probably number 4 or number 3, honestly. Mm-hmm. I could probably move Scooby-Doo out or the other 2 movies that I have on here. Yeah. But like
you can just have scary movies and just Halloween movies.
Well, I think that's like the only scary movie actually.
I feel like it like the new one really like I didn't hear too much about the movie itself until like the remake came out, and then like I feel like a lot more people from like this generation know like more of like that movie now because of the remake, and like it's a good thing because like, oh yeah, it's good, but not because it's like, oh, it sucked. They remade it,
It's not like a lot of the Conjuring movies where it's just like all jump scares and no story. Yeah. Or just other horror movies, not just Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
But just like horror movies in general being mostly like just the generic like, oh yeah, there's gonna be intense music and there's gonna be build up and then it goes quiet, so then you're just anticipating the loud noise, and then boom, jump scare.
Yeah.
And then there's no payoff afterwards. It's just like, okay, cool, you just used a loud noise at me. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, the story's pretty good.
Yeah, I also like how with the first movie, it's more of like the kids' fears, how it's like spiders and like just the clown itself. And then like in the new one, it's kind of like more of adult fears of just like with Beverly just seeing like her dad and her husband.
Yeah.
Her
And
husband.
then, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one, so does she?
You haven't seen the second one? Sam, we gotta watch it.
Okay.
I also like it because I didn't read the whole book. I do have the book.
I want
But
to
I
read
read
it.
like the first few chapters. I think I got to like Beverly's chapter where she's talking about all of her stuff. But I do like now I'm gonna be spoiling it.
It doesn't matter.
No, this one's a big spoiler.
Okay.
I'll just keep it generic, and if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. But I like how they weren't super gory with one of the things that happens to someone and didn't play it out for like, ooh, big gory stuff. They kept it real sensitive and like kept it real short when I feel like other people would have just played it out. Do you know what I'm talking about, Hayden?
Probably not.
It's like it's the beginning of the second part.
Maybe I've only seen the second one once. So and it was when it was in theaters. So I only remember bits and
3 years
pieces
ago.
from the second one.
Well, if you know what I'm talking about, kind of sad.
That movie was like super good, and yeah.
We have to watch the second one now.
I know.
Halloween Spooktacular, that's what we're going to talk about.
We're gonna talk
That
about just
one.
random stuff. I don't know. Okay.
Also, with what we're talking about, Halloween Spooktacular is just the episode that comes out on Halloween.
So what's your movie, Amy?
So, I don't know if they would be... No, I would say this is a movie. It just didn't come out in theaters. It's like more of a fan film, but it's made by the same people that made like the original. But it's a short film called Never Hike Alone, and then there's a sequel called Never Hike in the Snow, and it's Friday the 13th.
Oh, so you're talking about like the whole series?
No,
or the
just
short films?
those two short films. I haven't watched any of the Friday movies, but I've seen these short films. I need to watch those movies though. But the fan films, they're on YouTube. One's like an hour, and then the other one's like 30 minutes, I think. But they're real good. I like them because they're like also high quality, and it's one of the guys that made the original one. So y'all should watch it. It's pretty good. I think for the Halloween Spooktacular, that'll be one, or just throughout October, that'll be one of the movies that we watch.
Okay.
Because I know that you like more slasher stuff. I don't know how slashery these ones are.
Because I thought the Halloween movies were fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Halloween has more story than Friday, maybe. But who knows?
I'm sorry, I thought of something. Video the other day. Somebody said if they casted Seth Rogen as Michael Myers. And so it showed an edit just from one of the movies. But he's just like chases some kid is just
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you know, I want to see it. That'd be actually kind of hilarious.
Well, Michael doesn't make any noises, so like it's fine.
No, just make it like a whole spin-off thing. Don't make it a full movie. You could just make it just make it a little short film, but actually have him in it. Please.
Talk about Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, but they're good. I I'm not gonna say too much about it because I want y'all to watch it.
Well, this isn't going to be entertaining, I guess, because we're not going to talk anything about the movie.
I mean, it has
It's like, oh, this movie's good, I guess.
It has pretty good kills. It explains the lore of Jason Voorhees.
Does he show his mom?
Yes.
Jason Bourne?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh, it's Jason Bourne!
So, does he speak like Jason?
No.
No? Okay.
I
Hey
don't
guys,
know
my name's Jason.
Hey, I'm gonna kill you now.
Yeah, get ready for it.
It's Friday.
Daddy.
It's actually just Rebecca Black.
It's Friday.
He just turns it on. He just flips on the music and then
Just imagine if they remade a Jason, like a Friday the 13th movie. They'd have to have it in one of the...
No, they would do that if it was like one of the 80s ones, like where he goes to space, which I really want to watch. There's another one where it's called Jason Takes Manhattan, where there's like all these punky kids, because this is like in the 90s, like 80s or 90s. So like on like the streets, there's like these kids like with these big boom boxes playing their music all loud. He walks up, grabs the stereo, and smashes it on the ground. And they're like, "Hey man!"
And
He
they just
just
kills
walks
it.
away. No, he keeps walking.
Ah, because
so
they can't
good.
kill kids because they're cowards?
No.
Okay.
Did you know that he's also a kid?
What the?
Yeah. His whole thing is like, at the camp that they were at, all the kids were like busy doing drugs, making love, and he was drowning in the lake, and he died because they're all distracted. That's why that's like a horror cliche of just like, duh, if you do drugs or do whatever, then you die.
Yep.
do whatever.
You know, whatever.
You do the business.
But yeah, the pun just gave him muscle. We're surprised it was a Lazarus pit. Whoa.
That's your Batman reference, I get. I guess.
Jason Voorhees is also Jason Todd? Whoa.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Okay.
He just wanted a cooler name. Ooh.
Come on, Jason Todd's pretty cool, I guess.
I guess.
Pretty cool, I guess.
I guess.
Um,
Alright, what's your next stop? What's your next one?
This movie, I watched not yesterday, but the day before. Because I hadn't seen it in years. I'm like, oh, this movie.
I thought you watched Scooby-Doo.
No.
Oh, okay.
This movie this movie I watched the other day really isn't as good as I remember it, but it still like has some quality meme to it. It's called Monster House.
Dude!
That movie's just cameo galore.
I want to watch it so bad. Also, I was thinking about this, I think last night or the night before, but just thinking of, who's the actor that plays, Mr. Nevercracker?
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, imagine Steve Buscemi. I would say this as like a voice acting role, but him as Scarecrow. Like it would be more of a goofy Batman movie than like a more serious one. But I just think of his Nevercracker voice, which is just his voice but angry.
Get off my lawn!
Do you want to be eaten alive? No! Then get out! It's when he murders that little girl's tricycle.
It just tears it in half.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that movie, I watched it the other night because I'm like, I remember liking it. It's probably in my top 3.
I remember being scared of it. Like, I remember just being like, I want to watch it, but I'm also really scared. And then I finally watched it, and then I was like, it was scary, but not that. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. I liked it.
But yeah, I like Monster House. I haven't seen it in a hot minute though.
Yeah. Well, the movie's like, it's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the concept is cool. It's just like I guess somebody was just like in the press conference room and was just like, you know, guys, we have haunted houses. We should make a movie about haunted house. Okay, well, we've seen that one with Eddie Murphy. What are we going to do about it? No. You got to hear me out. The house is haunted.
This sounds like a mafia meetup.
Yeah. He's just like, well, it's just like the Eddie Murphy movie. It's like, no. The house is alive. It moves around.
You know, like a monster house.
That's it, fellas. Let's do it.
That's the meeting for today, fellas.
Let's go make millions of dollars now, everybody. Up top.
You know, I like the animation of it too. I know some people are like, "Ooh, it's ugly."
It's
But
kind of gross.
Well, I sit here and I'm like, okay, they're just doing a like.
It's just a time thing. It's a time thing.
Okay, just like the style of it. Some of it is like kind of nasty looking, but I think I see what they were going for. Because it looks like it was going to be like stop motion, but then they were like, oh, that's too much time. Let's just make it a 3D animated movie. And then just kept all the same like figures for it. If that makes sense.
It makes sense, but I don't think it's the right idea. But
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, compared to other movies that came out around that time, I feel like that one was like more stylized, I guess. But I guess like the other movies that came out that time, like it was just like their generic looking like animation of today. Like it was just Disney's generic or Pixar's generic looking like animation.
yeah, well, some of the wacky characters. There's a ton of cameos in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you ready for this cast? Let me pull out the cast because it's insane.
Is Chris Rock one of the cops in it?
Nope.
No.
It's.
No.
Let me show you. It's Nick Cannon.
That's one.
So the cops are Nick Cannon and Kevin James.
Yeah.
Which those two probably shouldn't be cops. One of them is just a drug user, and another one is just a trigger happy guy who's just like ready to make kills and be like, "I will shoot you." Like Nick Cannon's character is just like, "I'm a cop. I can shoot you." It would not work out in today's standards. It just like if that was a thing, everybody would be like, "That's right. That's all cops do. They just shoot and don't say anything. They just kill."
What year did this come out?
Like, let's
2006.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Nice.
You have, I was about to say,
There's Steve Buscemi.
yeah, there's
It's
Steve
just
Buscemi.
all Steve Buscemi in different voice.
Mitchell Musso. You guys remember who Mitchell Musso is? From Hannah Montana?
That's his. No. Is it the brother? No.
No, it's the friend.
Okay, yeah.
He's the main character is DJ.
I didn't know that. Oh my gosh.
The guy who plays Chowder is from Goldberg's. He's the guy that's like friends with
the older brother.
Yeah.
He dates the sister, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maggie Gyllenhaal plays the babysitter, and
Oh my god.
yeah, John Heater, I think it's Heater.
Dude, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
He's what's his name?
I think his name is I think it's just Skull.
Yeah, he's my favorite character.
The intro to him was pretty fun because it was just like, yeah, he will stop at nothing to play this game. Once he went 4 days straight on like a gallon of Mountain Dew, and an adult. I can't remember what the food item was, but it was like a drink, a food, and an adult diaper. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I love how he leaves us though, because like, I don't know, I think it's Chowder that has like some kind of candy in his hand.
It's Jenny.
Okay, but he's like going, he stops, turns around, snatches it out of her hand, looks her in the eye and eats it in front of her face and then runs away.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Who else do we have in here? Bones, the not boyfriend of of the babysitter is My Name is Earl. He's that guy.
Wow.
He's Earl.
Yeah. But it's just like a weird star-studded cast. And it works out. It's funny. Has some weird of the time like joke. I don't know. It has some weird jokes in there, like having the father just not show any love towards DJ. It's like, come on, say love you to your son. No, I'm not gonna do it. Come on, say love you to your son. And you're like, no, I won't.
I love how they just, like, when they show Chowder, they run him over.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, this stupid kid, I hate him.
Yeah.
And the mom's like, he's right there, stop. He's like, sorry guys, I can't see without the mask. And he's like, well then, take off the mask if you can't see.
That reminds me of another good line of just DJ calls Chowder and DJ's like, where are your parents at? And he's like, my dad's working late tonight. Oh, no. My dad's watching the game and my mom's at the movies with his personal trainer. And I'm like, what?
It's so good.
Like, some of the jokes in there, I'm like, are wild.
The one joke I always remember is they're like, what is that thing? It's like the chandelier.
Yeah.
It's like it's a uvula. It's like, oh, so it's a girl house.
And then it continues to go on, and it's like,
She's like, what?
yeah, we all have uvulas.
Everyone has uvulas.
And he's like, well, I don't.
So good.
Yeah. That movie was fun. I think they should remake it. Just remake it.
It'd be fun.
A sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Live action remake, I think, could be a good idea, though.
No, then it would all be CG, and it probably wouldn't look that good. I think they should just do a new one, but just also animated. Since animation has just become real good, they can just make another one with real good animation.
Yeah. So, Hayden, what's your next movie?
I'm glad you asked.
Wow.
Mine is probably, when you think of Halloween, probably a cult classic, you might say.
Oh, baby.
Especially when it comes to Halloween songs. When you put on any Halloween playlist, one of the first songs that comes on is Who You Gonna Call? It's the Ghostbusters, baby!
Dude, I knew you loved the women Ghostbusters one.
We're not going to talk about that. There will be no references to that movie, thank you.
When the sun's
And I'm talking about the original one.
Ooh.
Even though the newest one, Afterlife, was pretty good.
I still need to watch it.
Everything that was made bad by the female cast one was done right with Afterlife.
Nice.
But the first one, I remember kind of watching as a kid, and it was kind of like, it would scare me a little bit. But I feel like from that movie, I started liking Bill Murray as an actor. And so some other stuff he's in.
Like Garfield,
No.
Two Tail, Two Kitties?
Yeah.
Not that one, please. Yeah.
You walked into that one.
Yeah, I guess.
Dude, did you know that Sigourney Weaver's in that movie?
She's the love interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that she was in it until this last time I watched it. But also the time before that I watched it, I was like a little kid.
What was There's a movie that I watched. Oh, I'll talk about that movie. But yeah, Ghostbusters was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cult classic for a reason, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people like it.
I remember the ghost scaring me, but surprisingly, I feel like the very first ghost that they see, like the librarian one, that one didn't really scare me.
Oh, that was the scariest one, though.
Like it
For
was,
me.
it was scary, but I thought like the like demon dogs were scary,
Yeah, that's
and
what
like
demon dogs.
yeah, and like the main villain kind of spooked me, but the Marshmallow Man kind of scared me too. Just his lifeless eyes, I was like, oh, I don't like it.
No, there's so much life in those marshmallowy eyes.
Yeah, but I also, when I was little, I didn't like marshmallows, so I was like, I don't like them.
It's scary to baby.
I don't like marshmallows, thus I don't like you. Square up.
You just go to the store and there's the Michelin Man. For the auto section.
Just immediately.
Just punches it.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
I need to watch that movie again.
And for the year it came out in the 80s, like the CGI isn't that bad.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's pretty
Yeah.
good. And like it's a good mix of animatronics and
Stop
CGI
motion.
and stop motion and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, because I think that movie. Okay, if I watched Ghostbusters again, like if I watched that instead of Monster House, I think I would have put. I think Monster House would have been off the list, and Ghostbusters would have been in.
your list is just becoming my list slowly.
I know. Yeah. Well, I think Ghostbusters. Yeah, because I remember Ghostbusters being a lot of fun, and yeah, like the intro is probably sets the tone very nicely to like it has like the characters, the cast was fun, and some of the great lines, the freaking who's the guy, is he some city official, like the blonde guy that does Bill Murray punch him? I think he punches him at some point.
I don't know. I haven't seen. The only one out of my list I've seen recently is the last one I'm going to talk about. I haven't seen Ghostbusters or it in a while.
Yeah, but that like city official character, I just love how much he's hated. I love the characters that are just terrible. I hate people like that because I think he was the guy in Die Hard.
Like people that you just love to hate.
Yeah, because he was the reporter in Die Hard, who went and like invaded like his family's house and whatever.
And made.
Oh, I think that might have been it. I think what's his name punched the reporter. Bruce Willis. No. It was somebody. He got punched by somebody, and it was good.
He did get punched by Bruce Willis. Oh, because he's the one that the reporter's the one that interviewed the kid. Was like, yeah, I want my mom and my dad to come home, and that's when bad guy's like, wait, they're married, and it ruins everything.
Yeah, that's a good movie though.
I need to watch it.
Also, Ghostbusters sparked Dan Aykroyd's love for the paranormal, so he made Crystal Skull Vodka.
Dude, he's always loved the paranormal. His parents were like something. They also like. I was gonna say they were also
something.
I was like,
they were also Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but I don't know. Don't take that as fact. I don't know, but I think he's always liked spooky stuff. So Crystal Skull Vodka,
Yeah.
baby.
Good cast for the original one too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, it's a fun little group.
Mm-hmm.
The freaking commercial that they do is so funny.
Yeah.
Just like how terrible it is. They just all they're all in a line. They step forward, say their line, back up, and the other person comes out. So funny.
I love actors who act like they don't know how to act. It's good.
Yeah. It's good.
We're the Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters.
Whoa.
Yeah. I have to watch that movie again. Let's all watch it one night.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, what's your next movie?
Do I talk about the one that you know? Or the one that you don't know that we can watch later?
You pick.
Alright, well, I'm going to say the very first scary movie I watched. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original one.
Interesting. I know nothing about it.
It's pretty good. I found it like not a few years ago. Many years ago.
Not a few years ago. Many years ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
It was probably like 5 years ago or something. But I remember one of my friends had found it on YouTube, the full movie for free. Because someone put it on there and I was like, oh dude, I'm going to watch it. And I remember the first time watching it, I was kind of disappointed with it. Because I thought it was going to be more scary. And it wasn't. But now I'm just like, okay, I've appreciated it more. Because it was like the first of its kind. And they like kind of made it seem like it was a true story. Mm-hmm. Even though it was based on some real events. But not all of it was real. But it was basically a whole thing talking about like... hold on. I need to see what year it came out.
Editor, put something in that you really want to put in.
Yeah.
Put a meme.
Maybe some clown juice.
Okay, it came out... Well... So it came out in 1974. And the whole movie is just basically talking about... how do I word it? It's like just slaughterhouses. And it's not like super upfront about it, but just the whole thing was like, oh yeah, how would you feel if you were treated like how these animals are treated in slaughterhouses?
Vegans?
You know what's funny? There's, I don't know what director it was or who it was, but after they watched it, they became vegetarian. Because they were like, oh, disgusting. And the movie's pretty gross looking, not like gore-wise. Everyone's just nasty looking. Because it's in Texas, in the middle of nowhere, during a heat wave. So everyone's super gross and sweaty looking. So they're running out in the middle of this desert.
So do they all look like the bad guy from Men in Black?
No.
Just the sweaty looking monster?
The family, like Leatherface's family, all kind of look nasty.
Oh, okay, so Leatherface is Texas Chainsaw. Okay.
Yeah. Which he is baby boy. He's best boy.
Okay, Amy, we talked about this. Not everything can be best boy. Best boy only belongs to one thing.
Scary movie wise, he's baby boy. He's not like
he's
not like Jason or Mike Myers, where they're like, I'm little kid, I'm gonna kill. He's just little kid that's just doing what his family wants him to do, and he's like, you know what? I love my family. I'm gonna do whatever they want me to, and I am baby.
So is he best boy or not?
Yeah, out of this first movie, yes, he is best boy. Because the main characters are kind of annoying.
So you want them to die.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Want them to die.
But yeah, everything, because the whole thing's based off of a real life serial killer that would do similar things in the movie, just turning people into furniture.
What the?
Yeah. It's pretty nasty. But we'll have to watch it. It's pretty good. There are like no jump scares in it. Or there's like some, but it's not like loud music. Boom. Vine boom.
Yeah, put a vine boom there. Your mom.
It's none of those.
Put that in there.
It's like genuine scares.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good. We should watch it. What's your movie?
So I was gonna cheat at some point, and I realized, no, this isn't technically a movie, because I was like, my favorite like Halloween media property is probably Stranger Things. Like season 4 is phenomenal and whatever. But my my last movie on this list is a classic. Has some of my favorite acting, and everybody goes 100%, and I love it. It's Michael Keaton's very own Beetlejuice. Don't say it 2 more times, Sam.
You want to know something?
Huh?
It's my last movie too.
Oh, nice.
I watched it the other day.
Nice.
It's so good.
I forget how bad the CGI is.
Bro, it's terrible, but it's fun.
It's fun.
Like, I didn't watch this movie before. Like, I didn't watch it this week, but I was going to, and then I didn't. So I proceeded to watch, like, some scenes.
So you're like, I can't use Stranger Things, but hey, Winona Ryder, Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah. And I forgot that she was in the movie. But I just watched a whole bunch of like clips from the movie just on YouTube because I'm like, I don't have enough time.
He's so good. I feel like in that movie, it's probably I bet that's like one of his favorite roles he's ever done.
Oh yeah, because he goes all out and he's just unhinged.
Yeah.
Freaking Michael Keaton.
Beetlejuice and Chick Hicks are his favorite characters he played.
I forget that he's Chick Hicks.
Good Chica!
Oh,
You're welcome.
Yeah. I don't know. The movie was just really fun. The premise is cool. Like these guys just died and they can't, like, Alec Baldwin and whatever her name is, are dead. And
Alec,
Stuart Little's mom.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the ghosts.
He's the husband.
What?
He's the husband.
Yeah, he's
He
very
is?
young. He's very, very young.
Yeah.
No, I need to look at this. My mind is blown. Hold
And then
on.
also, yeah, just look at the cast. The cast is fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Like,
big names in the cast.
I can't remember what the husband is of like the family that moves in, what he was in, but I know
He's been in stuff.
yeah.
Gina Davis is the mom, by the way. She's in a lot of other horror movies.
She's
The
also
mom
the
or the
mom of
wife?
Stuart Little.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but like then there's Home Alone mom. She's fun too.
Catherine O'Hara, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
She's also
She's Lydia's mom, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Where is the husband? It's only showing the mom.
Just go to IMDb.
I did, but it's just Alec Baldwin. I want to see him in the movie.
Just look. Did you search up Alec Baldwin Beetlejuice?
No.
Well, just look there. That's his face.
Hold on, wait a minute. No way.
Yeah.
Oh, this one?
He's so...
That's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude,
that guy
best
kills me.
boy.
That Beetlejuice
I like
is
how
weird.
you look at Beetlejuice and it's all the movie, and then at just a certain point it just stops.
Yeah, it just turns into the meme icon Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But do you know that movie was a musical?
Oh yeah, I want to see the musical because
Was it
I've heard
originally a
that it's
musical
good.
or was
I don't
it?
think so.
I don't think so. I think it was a book originally. So then they made the movie. And then they had the musical. And then they also had an animated TV show.
And supposedly there's a sequel in the works that I just found out like half an hour ago when I searched it up.
Oh, dang.
Ooh. Are they
By
having...
Brad Pitt's film company, apparently.
Ooh.
I sure hope Brad Pitt plays Beetlejuice.
No, they better bring back Michael Keaton. Let him do it.
Yeah, I think
Please.
I think Brad Pitt just owns the
company.
that like, yeah.
Mm.
It's really funny because the movie's rated PG, but there's an F word in it.
Oh, yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, they cut it out for the ABC
he
think of it.
you remember in the movie he's like in their like model of like the town, like
Yeah.
most of the movie. He like knocks over a tree and he's like, nice effing model.
Oh, that's funny.
Because he's getting mad at him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in it you're like, ooh, that's like for a PG movie, but it came
Oh
out.
yeah, like Beetlejuice being like super handsy with
him
Stuart
marrying-
Little mom.
Him marrying Lydia,
Well,
who's
he
like a
didn't.
12-year-old.
Well, he just wants to he wants to come back to the not afterlife. He wants to come back.
Yeah.
To the mortal realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to come back, and the only way he can do that is be married, I guess. But
Marriage.
this man's like probably one of the most powerful beings that's ever lived on Earth. He can just conjure up stuff.
Yeah, but then you can summon him and kick him out by saying his name 3 times.
Yeah.
Also, the dad of like the family that moves in is an actual toddler throughout the movie, and I don't remember that until I rewatched it. But there's like one point he's like in the office and he's just like relaxing, and he's just like sitting there, and then he picks up like he's like models of birds in his office. He picks up like this nest with a bird in it, and he's just like and then he just looks out the window and goes, birdie.
Oh my gosh. I did not see this.
And then freaking when they go up into the attic, they're like looking at that scale model of the town, and he just like looks down in it and he picks up a car and goes beep beep. I'm like, why is this man a toddler? What in the world?
I also
That's so good.
I don't know if it's like a real thing that happened like throughout the movie, but the guy that's like redesigning the house, I totally thought that him and the mom like were like, ooh, like they were like gonna have an affair or something, because he was kind of over there a lot.
He's just like in a robe at one point at their house, just like naked.
He's
I
just vibing.
I can't remember what his deal is, because he like comes to, I think he's just a friend of theirs.
He's like an assistant to her because she's like she's
like an artist.
Oh, that's right.
So he's like her assistant.
Because when you first see him, he's like, oh, we need to remodel all this, and then they talk about weird abstract color names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I didn't even think of that color. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, nobody thinks of this color because it's not a real color. But
It's just chartreuse.
Yeah, they said some other color that I can't remember. I have notes of some scenes that I really like, so let me pull them out.
Dude, I love when they go to like the underworld or like the dead area.
Like the waiting room with all the random people.
Like civil office.
Yeah, it's so good. I remember seeing the guy who like choked on like a bone.
Yeah.
And like the bone was sticking out of his throat. I remember that freaked me out. I don't know why, but I'm just like, ooh, no thank you.
Some of my favorite lines in the movie. When you first meet Beetlejuice, he says some banger lines. Like, I've watched The Exorcist 167 times and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. Because it's like for context, Alec Baldwin's character Adam is like, so what are your qualifications? He's like, oh, I went to this school, I attended Juilliard and whatever, and I've watched The Exorcist 167 times.
And I've been studying Juilliard.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'm also dead, so what does that tell you? And then also at another spot, he's like randomly like monologuing. This man could just monologue for hours, I swear. And then he like opens up his jacket, spits in it, closes it, and is just like, I'll save this for later.
I'll save that one for later.
Yeah.
Well, he like pats on it too, and I think it makes like a disgusting sound effect.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah.
Gross.
Another part that's really fun is when Lydia, when Beetlejuice is trying to tell Lydia
His
name, and he's just like, he can't say his name. I think that's the thing, he can't say his own name.
Can't say
Yeah, so he has to do charades. but he's the worst at charades, and he's just like, he does like hand symbols, and she is just like 2 words, first word 2 syllables, and then he's just like, and he's just like, turn, like just like a little motion for her to turn around. She doesn't get it, and he's just like, turn around. Turns around, and it's just this big old beetle and says, hey, how's it going?
But it's like voiced by him.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's like when dead on a chair looks over at her, flaps her arm away.
He's just like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good.
And then
I also love how right after she figures it out, she's like, your name is Beetlejuice? What a loser name.
yeah.
And then he decides to marry her for some reason.
Well, because...
This little girl's roasting me. I'm gonna marry her.
Well, they got me. She agreed to marry him because she's like, it'll
I
help
want to die.
Well, no, it's like the 2 main characters. Something was gonna happen to him. They were an exorcism was happening, and they were gonna be cast out of the house into like the. I assume that they'd get into the sand dunes.
Into Dune the movie.
When they're in the like civil office place, they go past this room and there's a janitor that's like in the hallway.
Yeah.
It's like the weird warped hallway. And they open this like window and it's like a bunch of like lost souls that are just like floating. And the janitor's like, that's where all the like exorcised souls go. That's like, he's like, that's death for the dead. He's like, you don't want to go there. And he's like, keep moving.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
Yeah, they were going to be like exorcised into there.
Okay, Amy, what's your 3rd movie?
Silence of the Lambs.
Okay. Nice.
The movie is pretty good. I remember
Is it a horror movie?
It's more of a thriller. That's what... So...
Is it a Halloween movie?
So, I mean, for me, I'm going to consider it like a scary movie.
Is it considered being a Halloween movie, though?
Sam, it doesn't matter.
It's our top three horror movies or scary movies, Halloween movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you also put Scooby-Doo on here.
Yeah, Sam. So. And Friday the 13th.
But it has monsters in it. Monsters are Halloween.
So does this movie, Sam. They're just more real-life monsters.
Oh, so it's just like any other like drama movie, like a Midsummer or like a... Not Midsummer, but like thrillers.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, Sam, okay, get this. The villain of this movie is based off of the same serial killer from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're both based on the same real-life serial killer. So, they're both monsters.
Okay, here's a real question. I'm just kidding. You can continue with it. This is your thing.
No, now I'm pissed. I'm mad at you. Because when I came up with the idea, I was like, oh yeah, horror movies. And you're like, I don't watch scary movies because I'm baby.
Okay, hold up. I just don't watch them.
Halloween season movies.
Yeah, Halloween season movies. Silence of the Lambs is not a... Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just continue.
I read the book. It was really good. And then I watched the movie. They were both almost the exact same thing. They were basically the same. And I really liked it. And
take a breather for a second.
So no. Whatever freaking Thor's dad, that actor, he's one of the guys in it, and he's the best part of the movie. And it was just really good. There you go.
You gonna expound more?
No.
Why?
Do you want me to?
Yeah. That's sort of the point.
It's a murder mystery. Whoa. Main character.
What did you like about it?
I already said Sam.
But like, you can go into more
the
details.
Actors are
like,
good.
Oh, the
actors are good. The story's good. It's basically the same as the book, and the book is really good. So, 10 extra points. It is pretty good.
Nice. It's actually a movie I do want to see.
We can watch it. I have it.
Okay. This has just been an enlightening episode of other movies I need to watch.
Yeah.
Again, or just watch.
I mean, we can watch all the Saw movies. I have them all.
But they're not even that good from what I've heard.
The first movie is good. Like, the first 3 are good. But then after that, it's just terrible. But it's funny to watch. Because it just goes downhill so fast. And it's just hilarious to see. Because everyone's so extra in those movies. And get this, hey, spoilers, the main villain dies in, I think, the second movie, but then they keep bringing him back for all the other movies, because he's the best actor in it.
Interesting.
And he's like, oh man, I love this so much. It's a fun time.
How many movies are in that series? Like 8 of them?
So there's the 7, and the 7th one is called The Final Chapter, and then there's another one that came out, and then the one that Chris Rock made like 2 years ago.
Like Jigsaw and Spiral?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 9 movies?
Yeah. It's up there with, what's it called?
With Harry Potter, Star Wars, and like...
Fast and Furious, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I hope it outdoes Fast and Furious.
I think Fast and Furious are scheduled for like 2 more movies.
I think they should still try going like up from them. It would be hilarious. I would love to see it. It would be so good.
I'll watch the first movie and see what I think about it.
Yeah, first movie, it's really good all by itself.
Yeah.
Because it actually has story to it. All the other ones, they do have story to it. They're all just too connected, though.
Mm.
And then the 7th one, The Final Chapter, that one's in 3D. And it looks terrible.
3D.
It's
body parts flying at you from everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, was it made by the same people who did the Spy Kids movies?
Sure.
Where it has the spots where it's like, put on your glasses.
Dude, it felt like it. Because there's... literally, that movie, they like... I don't know what happened. It felt like they ran out of like their blood budget. So then they just added water to whatever they had. So it looked terrible.
Nice.
It looked like ketchup. But not like... not like ketchup, like when you're going to like squirt out ketchup and it's like the water that's in it.
When it
That's
pees
what it
first.
looks like. Yeah.
Just
That's
like
what
me
it
when
looked like.
it's like me when I go to the bathroom. It's just like it just me peeing.
It's liquid ketchup.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, give us suggestions on what Sam should watch.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna watch, you can join us too, Hayden,
Okay.
but we're just gonna make Sam not that scared anymore.
I'm not scared. I just won't go in.
Anymore.
I just won't go into haunted houses, watch scary movies alone, or be in a dark movie theater when a scary movie's playing.
Do we want to do any honorable mentions?
I sort of
Like
did one.
Like TV shows?
Yeah, well...
I got 2, so...
Okay, what do you got?
I would say Over the Garden Wall. Yeah, because I remember I saw it on HBO Max, and I was like, Sam, you gotta watch this. You're like, okay, fine, let's just watch one episode, because I don't want to watch it. And then we watched the whole season that night.
Yeah.
Because it's only 10 episodes. Each episode is like, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's a super easy watch, but it's so good. The frog is my favorite.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin!
Wort.
But the absolute worst name for this frog.
Hold that thought. Did you watch that with us?
I think I watched one episode.
Wait, was it the "You Have Beautiful Eyes" episode? I think that's the first episode. No.
The first or second?
Yeah, it's one of those.
No, it's the first one.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Because it has
That
Doc
show-
Brown in it.
Yeah, that show's so good. And the main character is voiced by,
Elijah Wood.
yeah. That show is just so good. And I'm so happy that they, I'm happy and sad that they only kept it for one season. Just so then it wasn't like, we're gonna milk this for all we got. It did what it needed to, and it was great. And that's it. And then my other one is Gravity Falls, which that one's also really good too.
I've heard that show's really fun.
Mm-hmm. We should watch it. Because that one's only 2 seasons. 2 or 3 seasons.
Listeners, take a drink every single time you hear that we should watch that movie.
Do you have any other honorable mentions?
I sort of just mentioned it. Just Stranger Things is dang good.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't watch a lot of shows. But yeah, when the next season comes out, I'm pumped.
Mm-hmm.
Season 5, baby.
The season that they weren't making, but now they are making.
Yeah, because they're making
duped.
Netflix money.
They duped us.
Yeah.
They're like season 4 was always the final and is always gonna be the final, and then
And
at the
then-
end of season 4 finale, they're like, just kidding.
It's because
Another season's coming.
they sat there and realized, we're making a lot of money. Let's make more. Wow.
Do you think they're going to hit 3 hours for every episode?
No, I think 2 might be the most.
I think they should not do more than an hour now.
Well, it was okay for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, for the season finales, but most of season 4 was 45 minutes at the shortest.
Yeah.
And it just got longer and longer and longer.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow, sounds
Amy-
like Marvel movies.
Well, Amy doesn't like hopping on the bandwagon for some reason, but will take anybody's. I'm going to throw some heat at you right now, Amy.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't want to watch Stranger Things because. Thank you. She doesn't. She doesn't.
I wanted to put you on a pedestal. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for moving the mic closer. Amy doesn't want to watch Stranger Things because she says it's too overhyped, but she will watch other movies that are.
Seems boring.
That is not
Not
what you.
boring, just basic.
But you follow everybody else's thoughts, and you hop on every single bandwagon, and you don't choose to pick
What
the
other
one that is
bandwagon?
horror aspect series.
Mystery.
Yeah, this is right up your alley, and just because it's cool to not be part of the bandwagon, I guess.
It just doesn't interest me.
It
And
doesn't
it's been-
interest you?
been
Monsters?
It's been shoved back down my throat for the last however many years. And I'm like, I hate it. I hate you because you're not letting me do whatever I want.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but now you're getting mad at me.
But you're making
And
it seem
shows
like
up
it's our
everywhere I
problem.
go.
You make it seem like it's everybody else's problem that you don't want to watch it.
No, because you're always like, watch it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And then you're like, but why? It's so good. It's up your alley. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't. So that's why I'm not going to watch it.
Amy, give
And
it a
costs
chance.
this.
Give it a chance.
Sam, I already watched the season 1 finale. I don't feel like it.
Just watch all of season 1, then all of season 2.
No. Watch a recap of season 2.
No, you just need the
I
finale
can just
of
watch
season
the
2.
recap of the whole show and I'll be fine.
No. Season 3 is probably by far one of the greatest seasons in any TV show. I said it. That's my hot take. Season 4 was good, but I think season 3 is by far one of the greatest TV show moments of ever. given that I don't watch a lot of TV shows. But
Yeah.
it was good. You would really like it, though.
I don't feel like it.
You're frustrating me, Amy. You're one of the most frustrating people in my life. It makes me not want to work with you anymore.
He's going solo.
Yeah.
This is the last one.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Like, comment, subscribe to the Sam Joe Show, where I do everything now. Where I'm the best. To quote Toad, insert Toad right here.
I'm the best!
Thanks, pal.
No, he's just talking about himself, not you.
Toad, get out of here. You're not part of the show anymore.
I'll insert him die.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And his last dying words were, I'm the best. Hey, everybody in the comments section, tell Amy that she's a baby for not watching Stranger Things. Because she said I'm a baby for not watching stuff that she wants me to watch.
It's because they're good scary movies, Sam.
This is a good,
They're
scary
the
show.
classics.
This is gonna be a classic, Amy. This is like one of like the biggest TV show trends in a long time.
Yeah, just like Supernatural. Look where I got it, so...
It's somewhere. It's still a pretty big show. Friends, The Office. It's the next Office, Amy.
Friends is kind of questionable.
No, Friends is like put down as one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. Am I wrong?
I don't watch it, so I can't say...
I don't watch it
have
either,
seen.
but like based off of what everybody else has said, Friends is one of the biggest. Like this isn't, but my point is that Stranger Things is like your thing. This is like Amy. Fun fact about Stranger Things. I wasn't ever gonna watch the show. Well, I wasn't like really intrigued to watch it yet until this one girl was like, "Hey,
Oh my gosh, I love you. We should watch the show." And then she
it
ditched
was-
you.
No, that's not what happened.
No.
I was actually pretty. I was.
Scared me. I was like, I played it the first time. I'm like, oh, I didn't play. What the heck? And then I did it again. It scared me. 'Cause I was like, I didn't think it was gonna work.
I can't even remember what I was going to talk about.
Fine.
Oh,
This
yeah.
also erases your memory.
When your friend pulls out a comically large spoon. It's the first comment.
I don't even think that Vine has that sound in it.
It doesn't. People have just added it. And then everyone's like, yeah, Vine Boom from that one Vine where he pulls out the big spoon and it does this sound effect.
Oh my god. 1 hour of silence occasionally broken up by Vine Boom sound effects.
Dude, should we use that as background music for the podcast?
No. Well, that was a trip. We need to watch a lot of stuff. Tell everybody in the comments. Tell Amy to watch stuff. Everybody tell me in the comments to watch stuff. Everybody tell Hayden hi.
Hello.
Yeah. And tell him what to watch.
Yeah.
I probably won't do
I mean-
it, but thanks, so.
I mean, we'll all probably watch something together.
Yeah. But this has been a spooky episode.
I think this is going up October 1st, so
Yeah.
spooky season.
Spooky season. We don't listen to the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire anymore, fellas.
Thanks for watching the Average Joe Show.
And have a spooktacular Halloween time.